Okie doke. Build video for Pete, so she knows how to set up her Arcanist in true meta fashion. We'll start with character sheets. We are going all into stamina, because it's mainly a stamina build. Mundus is the thief, and I am running a Nord, but that's only me. I like the extra resistances. I've tried it on Nord and Orc. Orc's a bit faster, Nord's a bit tankier. If you're going to do solo build, it's better to do it with a little bit more resistances if you can. Main thing for inventory, let's go. So I'm running Deadly on the front bar. So Deadly is the front bar, the shoulder, because it's medium, and then the rings, and then you're going to be using your Velothi Mage amulets. More damage at the expense of no damage on your light and heavy attacks. Still good for weaving though, gets you ultimate. Deadly set, it's from Cyrodiil. You would need to buy it from guild traders or grind a lot of Cyrodiil. I mainly bought it from guild traders. Slime Claw on the head. And then just a quick note on the back bar, we are using the Maelstrom's Perfected Inferno Staff. You can also, this is literally just for one skill, the one skill that it affects, which is the Crushing Wall. You can also sub this out if you want to go really stam into the two-handed, the Maelstrom's Greatsword or Warhammer or whatever. That's valid as well, but it's a little bit more dangerous and it uses up a little bit more stamina. So I always prefer to have the back bar just be the Maelstrom Perfected. It's personal choice, however. Slime Claw on the head, as I said, and then we're getting into the body. So we are using Tideborn on the body, which is craftable from Solstice. It's a really good new set, but it's basically all about Deadly on this one, so the other set is like whatever you fancy. It's whatever you think. I mean, I've used this with Briarheart, I've used this with the one from High Isle before Tideborn came out, and this one, it's more damage, it's more crit, it's more offensive, and it increases direct damage done to monsters by 15%. Great 5-piece bonus, job's a good one. And then I am using a medium Slime Craw on the head. I'm using a heavy chest. I usually use a heavy chest because of extra armor. And you get the procs of the 3 different pieces with the some of the armor passives and the Undaunted passives. Medium arm cops, light on the sash, medium on the braces, medium on the guards, medium on the boots. I do have 1 light on the sash because, again, the Undaunted passive where you get a bonus for having bits of 3. And then, yeah, that's it pretty much for gear. Just for enchantments, just to let you know, it is pretty much all stam recovery, but on the weapons, flame damage enchant, and it's precise for the first dagger, Nirnhoned for the second dagger with a poison enchantment, and on the back bar you want infused and weapon damage enchantment, because every time you lay down that thing, your weapon damage goes up for 5 seconds. All stam and divines on the armor. And then on the jewelry, I go for Bloodthirsty on all 3, and I go for the multi-effect where you get the recovery and the stam recovery. So the weapon and spell damage and stam recovery. That's it for the enchantments. So let's go for skills. So this is front bar. Here we go, front bar. Front bar, we're going to be using Herald of the Tome, Dawn's Wrath and Assassination, just so you know, from Templar and Nightblade as well. We have got Radiant Glory, Jesus Beam, Quick Cloak for just extra mobility and a little bit of extra damage. Relentless Focus, you literally never use this. It just gets you Major Prophecy and Major Savagery, and then every now and again you can fire off the Spectral Arrow if you so choose, but it's mostly just there for Savagery and Prophecy. I think it got nerfed in the last update and it doesn't do as much as it used to, but I still just keep it around. You can probably sub it out for the Fighters Guild one, Camo Hunter. Cephaliarch's Flail, which is your spammable, that's going to be using to build Crooks, and the Beam. And for the ultimate, we've got Soul Harvest from the Nightblade line. And that is really good at just buffing your damage, increasing your damage against them for 20% by 8 seconds. That's going to be the main ultimate that you use. For the back bar, we've got Recuperative Tree Ties, and then we've got Solar Barrage, and Resolving Vigor, Unstable Wall of Fire, Fulminating Rune. Unstable Wall of Fire, you can swap that out with the charge, like if you're going to use the two-handed. So just use the skill that two-handed from Maelstrom works with. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Fulminating Rune's a really good debuff, but it's an attack, as is that. So what I tend to do, and then your ultimate is Tide King's Gaze 4. I'm pretty sure that's only on there, so I've got like more buffs for having Arcanist skills on that particular bar, but it could be anything. I just like using Tide King's Gaze, because sometimes if you've got a big group of ads, it fucks them all up. Pardon me. So these are your ones that you want to be keeping up all the time. These three. This is your main, like, if you see these ticking down, get Recuperatory Ties back up because it really busts your damage. Solar Barrage is really good for just constant, like, power damage around you. It does give you Empower as well, but it's, honestly, with the Velothia Mage Amulet, you're not going to be using heavy attacks. Vigor as well. It's good for a heal, but you always want this up as much as you possibly can because you get Minor Resolve, so you always have that Minor Resolve buff. That's pretty much it for skills. Champion points. We are running on the blue bar, Master at Arms, Reaving Blows, Wrathful Strikes, and what's the last one? Biting Aura. For the red tree, we are going Celerity for a speed boost, Rejuvenation, Fortified, Boundless Vitality. On green tree, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's always just there. I tend to run with Master Gatherer, Gifted Rider, Steed's Blessing, and Sustaining Shadows, because everything else is a passive now. It's beautiful. So that's your champion points, that's your stuff. Food, I tend to use, you know food, it don't matter, but I tend to use the Bewitched Sugar Skulls, just because they're nice and easy and cheap. But if you really, really want to go for it, you can also go for a Zoga's Bear Haunch, but that costs the rare fishing one. So perfect row. So yeah, only when I'm in PvP for that. And that, I think, is pretty much it. Got champion points, got skills, got inventory. So, yep, that is the build. And, yeah, hope you enjoy it, my love. Love you.